we definitely put about $50,000 into the daycare. It takes money to make money, so I invested money to make sure the kids and the parents would love the facility. When I go into the business, I think about what would I like to have as a customer. If you provide service that you would like to receive, people will line up to give you their money. This business is no different. So when I purchased the business, I was there full time for probably first 6 months after we reopened the building. I was there learning the business again. I like to roll up my sleeves and learn about the business. I don't like to just delegate or anything like that. First, I want to make sure I understand the business 100%. I did a bit of the homework prior to buying it for about 3 months, and then obviously when you buy it, it's totally different. You have to really step into as the leader. When I was evaluating the business, I saw an opportunity. I never buy a business just to buy a business, continue doing it as is. I like to also add on some value to it. The value add that I saw in the business is that business is in a plaza, and there was a daycare, there was a vacant spot. There used to be a jewelry spot, and then another after school program daycare. So I knew that I could rent that place up and make it a bigger daycare, aka more square footage, aka more kids within a daycare. So I saw an opportunity where I could expand that daycare up to 200 kids. At some point it was at 153. That was my value add. I saw an opportunity. So when the COVID hit, I used that towards my advantage. You know, I always look for opportunities instead of sitting there and crying and be like, what a bad business I bought, bad timing. I was like, while there's no kids, let me renovate the place. So that when they do come back, it will be fresh, it will be newly renovated, and it will feel more like home. As far as the renovations are concerned, we definitely put about $50,000 into the daycare to make sure it looks really nice and up to standard. Previous owner did not really have a good renovation. It takes money to make money, so I invested money to make sure the kids and the parents would love the facility. Number two, what I did is a lot of it was old school communication. Parents would come in and sign in with a paper and pen. Teachers would do the clock in, clock out by a piece of paper. What I did is I invested in the software called Brightwheel. It's actually from Shark Tank that I saw that opportunity when I didn't have a business. I saw a Shark Tank episode about Brightwheel that teachers, parents, and staff are using for communications. So I bought that software for our daycare, and now every parent gets a picture of their child every day and also gets any updates about the child throughout the day, what they ate, how many hours they slept, and so on and so forth. It's a communication tool, it's a payment processing tool. It automated my business. Everything is cloud-based. It's excellent for your business. What we also did was make sure that this facility is fully secured. We installed like buzzed-in doors so nobody can just come in and open the door. When I go into the business, I think about what would I like to have as a customer. I think as a parent of a child, why would I bring my child to this daycare? If you start asking yourself these questions, trust me, you'll get a good business model, something that people want. What's the pain points? I want to make sure my child is secure. If you provide service that you would like to receive, people will line up to give you their money. This business is no different. However, it has its own challenges. You are dealing with very precious human beings. Parents trust you with their most precious things in life. As a father of 3, my kids are more than my life to me. So if I'm trusting somebody with more than my life, I mean, that's a big responsibility. So the challenges are make sure that playgrounds are safe, make sure that there's enough ratio between teachers and the kids, to make sure you follow all the procedures, all the protocols, and also there's government subsidies. It comes with responsibilities to make sure you can have these subsidies from compliance standpoint.